folks, I'm back for the 21st episode of the Monday Mr. Money Mustache Motivation. Today's episode comes from the blog post from May 14th, 2011. Weekend edition book review, The Millionaire Next Door. So, if you've been in the financial community for a while, I'm sure you've heard of this book. I've actually read it myself, and it's recommended by a lot of people, not just Mr. Money Mustache. So we'll get right into it. A few years ago, I made my weekly trip into the local library and did a little bit of browsing in the Getting Rich section of the bookshelves. I'm a big fan of the good old 332.024 part of the Dewey Decimal System. I found an intriguing book called The Millionaire Next Door, The Surprising Secrets of America's Wealthy by two PhD researchers named Thomas Stanley and William Danko. Now, regulars on the financial blog circuit will already know all about this book, but for me it was quite a surprise and provided a nice mixture of advanced mustachian training as well as affirmation of principles I had suspected were right all along. Now that a few years have passed and I have become Mr. Money Mustache, I reread the book to see what benefits I could pass on to you, the readers. You can soak up the overall message within the first paragraph. 20 years ago, we began studying how people became wealthy. Initially, we did it just as you might imagine, by surveying people in so-called upscale neighborhoods across the country. In time, we discovered something odd. Many people who live in expensive homes and drive luxury cars do not actually have much wealth. Then we discovered something even odder. Many people who have a great deal of wealth do not even live in upscale neighborhoods. The book goes on through 270 pages of interesting finds by these researchers who actually conducted thousands of surveys of real millionaires around the U.S. It took them years to do it. The overwhelming results of these surveys show that these people are not velvet bathrobe wearing gentlemen smoking pipes in their West Palm Beach seaside compounds. They are not even suburban ultra consumers with a 4,500 square foot McMansion and two Lexus SUVs in the driveway. 95% of the millionaires of this country are, in fact, what you and I would call senior mustachians. They all got there by spending way less than they earn, working hard when they had the chance, and looking to all the outside world like they were actually somewhat low income. There's actually one of these guys 3 doors down from me on my own street, one of those well-trimmed gray mustache and full beard types, with a bald head, silver glasses, and a big smile. He lives in a much smaller house than me, and we talk over the leaf raking occasionally. This man does all his own home and car maintenance and is often happily covered in mud and grease. It was only when we got to talking about the fact that we are both out often in our front yards on weekdays that he revealed he mostly lives off the passive income from his 300-unit apartment building these days. Mr. Money Mustache shut his own mouth at this point, feeling quite like a silly beginner. There are loads of amusing individual stories in the book, including one about 2 contrasting doctor families, each making $700,000 per year. One of them spends $30,000 on clothing alone and is completely broke. The other one merely spends a moderately luxurious amount on everything and is an ultra-millionaire. And inspiring stories about firefighters and secretaries who became millionaires while sharing a $50,000 income. My personal favorite statistic was the one that over 66% of people driving $70,000 luxury cars in this country are actually non-millionaires. Millionaires typically spend $29,000 or less on their cars, representing less than 2% of their net worth. If you're not a millionaire yet, your spending should be the appropriate ratio lower, probably translating into a $5,000 car or less. So when I bike down the street on my 3-year-old $299 commuter bike, wearing ripped jeans and a plaid construction shirt, and someone passes me in a brand new BMW 7 Series, I actually get to feel pity for that person and their very likely poor financial situation. That is true joy. So if you want some backup tracks to go with Mr. Money Mustache's own rhymes, you might consider checking this book out of the library. The main thing it will do is give you reassurance that I'm not actually making this shit up. I'm following a very time-honored formula for making you rich here. The only difference is I'm trying to make things a little more concrete, telling you exactly how you can cut your spending to a level that allows riches, using real numbers instead of sissy guidelines, and weeding out any hidden losses of your precious employees. That way it will happen automatically and you can increase your odds dramatically above the default 3.5% chance a person has of becoming a millionaire. Ready to go further next week? Okay, see you then. So yeah, this is a great post by Mr. Money Mustache. And like I said, probably most of us have read The Millionaire Next Door. If not, it really is a good read. You should check it out. I'll link it below to Amazon. And as always, I'll link to this article as well if you'd like to see all the comments and everything on this article. But once you read that book, The Millionaire Next Door, you start to look around at the world a little bit differently. I remember when I got through reading it, every time I saw an old beater Honda or an old Toyota Corolla driving down the road, I would secretly wonder if that person was a millionaire. It's like people say in the financial independence community, you know, there's a stealth wealth community out there. You could see somebody in just a jeans and a t-shirt out shopping at Aldi or Walmart. They could be a millionaire. You never know. The people who look rich aren't really rich, and the people who just look like your average everyday Joe are secretly wealthy. In some cases. I know I don't look wealthy, and I am not wealthy, in fact, as of right now, but I'm working on it. And reading books like that and reading the blog by Mr. Money Mustache helps keep you motivated. Also, after you read this book, you'll notice things about marketing. Like, I just watched a TV commercial today that made me think of this book. I don't know if you've seen it on TV, because you've probably cut cable, whereas my husband and I, we still have satellite. But anyway, this commercial was talking about a high school reunion, and it was a car commercial. So of course they were advertising that you could either go back to your high school reunion driving the same car that you drove in high school that is now obviously so old and outdated that you wouldn't want to be seen in it. Or you could take advantage of all of their special financing offers and get a new car so that you could look like you were really successful and look like you were really wealthy. Well, after you've read that book, once you're in the financial independence community, stuff like that, it just makes you laugh. Like, it does not even affect me. I can see straight through advertising like that. I don't care about being seen in a flashy car. There's actually a Mr. Money Mustache article, we'll get to it eventually, where he refers to cars as nothing but fancy mechanized wheelchairs. And really, I mean, that's the truth. They're a fancy mechanized wheelchair designed for nothing more than getting your ass from point A to point B. So if you can find a vehicle that's going to do that for you, that is extremely less expensive than a BMW 7 Series, for instance, good on you. Save that money and invest it and build your actual wealth instead of driving it around. So yeah, that's the gist of this article. And, you know, I wish I had come across the financial independence community and Mr. Money Mustache and all of this before I bought my car. Y'all know that I did finance a new car and I'm making payments on it, but you know what? It said in here that millionaires typically spend $29,000 or less on their cars. I did do that, at least. I think that car, when I bought it, it was either $26,000 or $28,000. I can't remember now. But yeah, I'm still paying on it, and I do plan on paying it off early, and I will keep it until the wheels fall off. So yeah. Another great article by Mr. Money Mustache, and I will see you guys in the next episode next Monday. Thank you for watching. Bye.